For today, Larry.
What's that? Say that again.
The topics for today are.
Well, let's start with the first one. Should we all start with the rematch? Is
Rematch.
Dillian the Scumbag Whyte versus versus Anthony Joshua. Yeah. This is
Do we care?
Huh?
Do we care?
Listen.
Yes and no.
A lot of people are saying that, but look, at the end of the day, if these two are going to continue with their careers, they got no belts. Especially, obviously, Joshua's got no belts because Dillian never won a belt. But it seems logical for them to fight each other. So and let me. They're both on the way down. This fight doesn't really have any connotations for the heavyweights at the top, apart from obviously if Joshua loses this one, then his fight with Wilder in was it December is not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I mean, let me get your guys. Let me get your take on it. Firstly, on what do you care about this fight, and who do you think is going to win?
Yeah, I do care about this fight because I hate Dillian. I hate him. I don't even know this brother. I don't even know him, but his attitude just stinks. But you know what? He's one of them guys I love to hate.
Yeah.
I love to hate him. And I've got no qualms with boxers being arrogant, egotistical, rude, because it takes a different... You got to be cut from a different cloth to step into a ring.
Yeah. Do
you know what I mean? Like, you can't...
Yeah.
Nice guy doesn't work.
But there's a way to
all
do
the time.
And there's a way not to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Does he go over the top? Yeah. But that's just him. So, you know what? It would be funny for Dillian to get beat up, but it would be funny for AJ to get beat up. You know, one of those. Like, I'm not backing any of the horses.
Right.
I'd like to see a good fight.
I think we will, because they generally don't like each other.
No, and they're nobody wants to lose.
Yeah. Because whoever loses this is done. At the highest levels, they're 100% done. They're
done.
Yeah, that's for definite.
It's a wrap. Boy. Yeah,
so
Damien, what do you think? Yeah, that's my
know what?
That's my fault.
Let's hear you, Damien.
The thing that shocked me was, it's been 8 years since the first fight.
Yeah.
8 years. Wow. 2015. Yeah. Nearly a decade since the first time they fought. That's nuts.
Yeah.
That shows you how quick time's going. But I hear what you're saying in regards to the previous bad blood between the two of them. They kind of haven't squashed it, but there has been a little bit of animosity back and forth. Even in like the general interviews you've been doing, they've been kind of tentative, and there's been a few things here and there. But for the most part, for me, it's like Dillian, as much as he's always had the narrative of like he is the guy with the brash voice, and he says, stupid shit a lot of the time. Larry just lost Larry. And apart from that, like, he does tend to push people's buttons in the wrong way. And like Larry, we can speak on that one. As you know, you can speak for a while on that one.
Yeah.
But having met him and the rest of it, the one thing I will always give Dillian is he will step up and fight. Like, there's a lot of people that tend to not want to get in the ring, and they will they'll try to renegotiate fights. They'll push it out as long as they can. They'll long it out. They won't really get in there. One thing I will give him is he will step up and fight when he's asked to. It doesn't matter who he's fighting, he'll get in the ring. He's always been a fighter first and foremost. No matter what we think about him as a person, as a boxer, he's never like backed down from anything. Does it go any different from the first fight is my question. Joshua is looking absolutely beefed to the fucking cowhouse right now. He's like biceps are bursting out of his fucking t-shirt. But in fact, the TalkSport interview he just did, like his arm looked bigger than the guys hosting him. So he's definitely back in training. We're going to say that one. But does it go any different with his new trainer? This is his third trainer now. Apparently the relationship, he's talking nothing but highly about it. So does it end up anything differently? I mean, the first one was a gamble because Dillian nearly had him out of there. Was it third, fourth round? When Joshua nearly got clocked? Or did get clocked on the wobbly legs?
It was the first or second round.
First or second round, yeah. And he was a little bit like kind of... he kind of threw caution to the wind a little bit, and Joshua wasn't really thinking until he got clocked. Okay, I need to actually participate in this fight and box properly. So does it end any different? I don't think so. I think it might go a bit further this time. I think Dillian might probably respect him a little bit more. I might be a little bit more tentative and just kind of like hold back a little bit more and try and play the long game and work on his jab. But I don't think it goes any different. Does it have any repercussions for the current heavyweights? As you said, not really. The thing that actually surprised me was I didn't realize that Dubois was fighting bloody Usyk. I had no idea.
Yeah,
that came out of nowhere. So,
no, that's it's been on the cards for a while. It's been on the cards for a while.
I just must have missed it. Must be off my radar. I must have missed it. But I'm looking. Go on.
To be fair, no one really cares about that fight because it's a so yeah.
yeah. But no, I think it's. I do want to watch it just to kind of see the fight again. But again, does it have any real stakes in regards to the current division? I don't think so. I think it's just the two of them making some money. It might or might not give a new storyline, a new narrative for the heavyweight division. But at the current lay of the land, it's up its arse anyway right now. No one knows who's fighting who. We don't know when Fury's coming back out again. Who he's really going to fight? Is he going to fight Ngannou? What's he doing? No one really knows. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that one.
Yeah.
But we lost Leon. Where's he gone? He's flipping around again. He's jumping in and jumping out.
What's going on with you, Leon, man?
Don't worry about it. They want to hear what you got. Did you see the chat?
He wants the midget in the middle.
Did you see the chat? Are you looking at the chat?
No. What's going on in the chat?
Spencer Crawford, Dillian AJ last fought for a British title, and that was never pay-per-view, and neither is this.
Yeah, I do take issue with the pay-per-view and the fact that it's £27. Just so you know, none of us three will be buying that fight.
No, I will be streaming. I'm sorry, I said that out loud.
Spencer Crawford. Oh, I don't know. But yeah, my take on the fight. Obviously, I know AJ a little bit, and I know Dillian very, very well. Obviously, he was a former sparring partner of mine when he was on the way up, and I was up there. Yeah, I kind of concur with what both of you said, man. Look,
I want the knife.
They're both on the slide. They're both on the way down.
Yeah.
But I feel like Dillian's even more on the slide. Because one thing Dillian did have, even back when I was sparring him, was great punch resistance. He did have that. Right. And if you notice, the last few fights, that punch resistance has all but gone. I mean, even if you look at the last knockout loss that he had against Fury, that uppercut barely touched him. The uppercut really grazed him. It didn't hit him flush. It grazed him. And yet he was on 6s and 7s, you know what I mean? Whereas the old Dillian would have been able to hold that shot.
Yeah.
You know, if you look back to the shots AJ was catching him with in that first fight, he was catching some bombs. And he was standing there and taking it. He couldn't take those shots now. He could not take those shots now. Whereas I feel like, and Dillian's had a lot of hard fights, whereas I don't think AJ has had as many hard fights. And even the hard fights that AJ has had, I don't think they're as taxing on him as Dillian's hard fights have been on him. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of see it the way Damien sees it. I feel AJ's going to win, but I think it might go a bit longer than the first fight. I think it might be maybe around 10, maybe an 11 stoppage. And I do see some scary moments for AJ. In fact, it's not...
Definitely.
I do think AJ was going to win, but by no means do I think that's a foregone conclusion because, like I said, they're both on the way down. So if Dillian, like you said in the first fight, Damien, if Dillian catches him like he did in the first fight, could be lights out, you know what I mean? So it's what because let's be honest, they're both millionaires now. No one wants it as bad as they did in the first fight.
No.
Do you get what I'm saying? No one's as hungry as they are in the first fight. They're both multi-millionaires now, especially AJ. They're comfortable. So, and we all know that plays a factor in how much punishment they're willing to take.
Training, getting out of your silk sheets in the morning is not the same, bro.
Famous.
I get in the ring with AJ tomorrow because I'm broke. And the hunger would be deeper than deep, and I would take the licks. You know, one of those.
So yeah, man, I don't see it going I mean, I see it going further now, and I favour AJ, but it could go either way. Do you know what I mean? But I do want it to be AJ also because I want to see AJ versus Wilder, just to see. And I think that, do you know what I mean? And I think that might, because of the new trainer, it might have a say in the kind of tactics that AJ uses. I don't think he's going to go all guns blazing like he did in the first fight. I think he's going to be a little bit more cagey, which might not be to his advantage because Dillian loves that. Dillian loves coming forward, and when you don't back him up, he's going to really go for it. Do you know, that's what Dillian's always been like that. Even back when I was sparring him, if you don't back him up, he's going to keep coming forward, throwing bombs, and eventually he's going to hit you. You need to back up Dillian and bully the bully. Do you know what I mean?
And this is where I think AJ is going to struggle.
Well, this is what exactly,
because he hasn't been bullying people in a long time.
Exactly, exactly. And I feel like that's why I said, like, I don't know, because Derek James is a fantastic trainer, but if he tries to add too much to AJ's game at this point, I feel like it could come a cropper for him in this fight. And if not this fight, definitely the Wilder fight. Because, Wilder just has to touch him and the fight's over. We know that. We know that. Wilder just needs to touch him. Fight's done. Do you know what I mean? So that's a foregone conclusion. But with this fight, if Derek James allows him to be cagey and not just go forward, but with sense, obviously, it could even up the fight. So I don't know. What do you guys feel like the tactics are going to be for AJ?
Well, I know, like you said, Dillian, he's just going to go for it. He's just going to keep moving forward. So AJ's tactics have been dreadful for the past couple fights. I haven't seen any tactics. He's trying to outbox people that can box him. He's not bullying when he should. He's a big guy. He's got long reach, blah, blah. He's not doing any of that. So I actually don't know what to expect from AJ. I don't know what to expect. I know Dillian's going to go to win. I know that.
He's coming forward.
He's going to go, he's going to throw bombs, he's going to keep trucking forward like bloody Robocop. I know that's what he's going to do. But with AJ, he's still on this sweet boy fighting thing. It's like he's so scared to lose that he's scared to, throw caution to the wind.
Good point.
Yeah.
What do you think, Damien?
I agree with Leon. I mean, I think we need to see the Joshua. Was it the 9th round in the Usyk rematch? Or the 10th round?
Yeah, the 9th.
He needs to be doing that from round 1 or 2. He's been in there with him. This is not new ground for him. He's been in there with him before, so he knows the trenches. So he knows he can switch it on from the first belt. And we're talking old school, like, back in the 80s and the 90s when heavyweights threw caution to the wind from the very first damn round. Or when we go back to when the welterweights are doing it, look at Sugar Ray Leonard. From the first bell, you're off. You're frying your biggest punches. And I think
go for it.
He needs to do that. But also it depends to what you said about what James does. Has he changed his game plan too much? Has he gone there and tried to give Joshua a lot of new tools? Or is he just trying to refine his technique? If he's trying to refine his technique and make him become the aggressor early on, then I think it will be a very quick fight. But it depends on, like you said, like what Joshua's going to turn up and what the camp has basically been about. What has been the motive in the camp? What has been the direction of the camp? So that's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
But
and London boxing, he said AJ and Dillian might as well be at York Hall.
Whoa, York Hall, bro!
I think it's a bit bigger than that, bro.
York Hall.
Because let's be honest,
Breakdown.
They're fighting in the O2, and they'll be able to fill the O2. I mean, it's sold out already, from what I understand. It's sold out already, so come on.
Okay.
Wow.
I think London Box, you're doing them a bit of a disservice there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a little bit.
I know it's a piss take that it's on pay-per-view. Don't get me wrong. I agree with that, and the £27 is just ridiculous.
£27, your backside. I'm not paying.
I wouldn't be paying £2.70 for York Hall. Can you imagine £27 for York Hall? 27 pence for York Hall. Shit,
bro.
Come down to Bethnal Green for 27. No, I'm good.
Yeah. But I get where London Box is coming from. I mean, it's two British fighters. Although they are supposed to be world class, I only class one of them right now as world class, which is AJ. I think Dillian's going to end up being a gatekeeper, just like Chisora. And yeah, again, like I said, I see AJ winning this fight, but it's not a foregone conclusion. But the problem is whoever loses, they're done at the highest level. If they want to keep fighting, they're gonna have to be a gatekeeper. So if
then
AJ
there's no
loses,
point.
Yeah, exactly. What you're right, Leon, because you're both multimillionaires now, so there's no point. I mean, I wouldn't if I was one of these two and I lost, I'm done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Time to live.
Off to Hollywood. Straight.
Yeah, man. So, well, I guess that's it for this analysis, right?
What about this Spence Crawford thing?
Oh, he's not Spencer Crawford. That's the fight I want to see this year. That's the fight I want to see this year. You know what?
That's the fight I want to see, and I can't really call it right now.
I can't. They're both. They're almost like number one, number two, but like either one can switch position.
Yeah.
Right.
Like either one can switch position.
Yeah.
I think if Crawford wins, I think it has to be that he takes it on points. I don't see Crawford knocking Spence out. I could be wrong, but I just don't see him knocking Spence out. Spence hasn't been exactly the same since the car crash. I don't think he's been the same boxer that he was pre-car crash. He's still top 5, but he hasn't been as much of an animal. But Spence just has that ability to nullify you and to beat the shit out of you real quick, no matter who you are. So that's the thing for me. I think if it's Spence, it's got to be a knock. It's got to be a knockout, and it has to be. It won't be in the early rounds. If it's Crawford, I think it's points. That's just the way I look at it. I could be wrong. Could be really rough on that, but that's just the way I look at it.
I kind of agree with that, actually. Yeah.
What do you think, Lil?
I don't know.
I don't know. Shit about it.
If I had money, I wouldn't know where it's going.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
I'm going to keep my money, even though I keep it anyway. I'm just saying if I wasn't betting money.
Yeah. If you had the money, I'm keeping it. Yeah, I get that.
If I had the money, I'd keep it. Yeah, if it was like Monopoly money for jokes, I wouldn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So
what do you think, London Boxing? What do you think?
Yeah.
Comment down below. What's your prediction?
If you're still around, you know what I mean?
She's still in there.
He's still in there.
Is he still in there? Yeah.
No.
I think he's still
no idea.
I can't see you. But you know what? Sometimes this thing on there is a bit slow, so you have to go into the live one.
Oh, okay.
No, he's not there. Well, he might be there. Okay. He might be. Someone's there anyway.
If it was money, I would say Spence because Crawford came from. Okay, yeah, I can see the weight argument. I get you. I see the weight argument. And again, that kind of joins in with the fact that you could stop him. But I can't say no on Crawford, bro. It's a really hard one. Crawford's just his ability to box orthodox and southpaw, and like you barely tell the difference between the two. He just has that natural ability to switch, and like he comes across as a natural orthodox and natural southpaw. So and he can switch it mid-round, like continuing going forward and going back, and just keep you on your game. So, but then again, counter punching wise, Spence has that, but has Crawford ever really had difficulty with counter punches? Not really. He's got great leg work. No, his footwork's always been dynamite. So. It's a hard one. But I get your argument. I see the argument about Crawford coming up. I get that. He is a smaller guy, so we've seen it happen before.
Yeah.
There you go.
I guess that's it for the analysis then.
Right.
Crawford destroyed Brook and Porter, so they destroyed my 135. Yeah, there is that. Yeah, he did destroy Brook and Porter, so yeah. Brook and Porter are no slouches at 146. What are they fighting at? It's legit the best fight we've seen this decade. Yeah, 100% agree.
Yeah, 100%.
If anyone can pay me in the box office, I'll watch it.
It's actually a fight besides Usyk and Fury that I'm excited about.
Yeah,
these are the kind of fights boxing should be putting on. You know, it's the best versus the best. It's not the best versus whoever we can find that will take a pay cut. You know, it's like
Usyk versus Dubois. Although that's not Usyk's fault. We all know Usyk.
No, that's not Usyk's fault. But wasn't it a mandatory though? Wasn't Dubois mandatory at one point?
Dubois is his mandatory, but they were gonna let that slide if they could do the Fury fight. But obviously now because they're not doing it, But I think there's a thread going around that it's a ploy from Frank Warren, because guess what? After this, if Fury doesn't fight him again, then his next mandatory is the winner of Joyce and Zhang. And they're both under Frank Warren. See what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Frank Warren's an old dog, man. Don't listen. That guy's been in the game way too long.
Old school hustler.
He knows all the tricks. So the way he's thinking it is, by the time Fury comes around, those two would have taken lumps out of him enough to make it a bit easier for Fury. That's that. You know what I mean? But who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. Delboy Warren knows what he's doing. So.
Yeah. London Box is saying Fury is ducking Usyk due to that overhand from Cunningham. I don't know if that's why he's ducking him, but he's definitely ducking him. Yes, 100%. I think everyone sees through all the bullshit now. It's Fury holding up this fight, and I don't understand why. You know, because win, lose or draw, he still goes down as one of the greatest of this era.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Of this,
but it's the thing. Does he want to take the gamble anymore? That's the thing.
It goes back to what me and Leon was saying about this. Well, you as well about
the silk sheets, yeah.
Pajamas and all of that.
Yeah, you're a bit too old to be taking the licks in your head as well. Like these are not
Fury. I came up. Remember when Fury was calling me out, and we were both up there. That's when he would fight anyone. Now he's not on that no more because he
don't need to be. He's rich. Right. I'm talking about wealth.
Exactly.
I can buy me a fight, motherfucker.
That's fine. Right.
Yeah, I still remember when I beat Dave Ferguson, and that was the eliminator for Tyson Fury's English title.
Right.
And I'm saying, right, I want to fight Fury next, and then he went and fought McDermott the second time. And then that fight never materialized. I'm kind of glad it didn't, but you know what I mean. But that Fury is completely different to the Fury we're seeing now. And I don't understand why, but I do understand why. But it is what it is. But that's a fight that I think everyone wants to see. Usyk Fury. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what's my man say? It's harder to do those runs when you've got a golden caravan.
I think he's got more than a golden caravan.
No, but it's true though. It's true. He's got a gold plated.
You know what? It's true for everyone across the board. When Marvin Hagler said that line, he was speaking for every single. It doesn't matter how hard you think you want to be you are a fighter, you're a world champion, whatever. You're the best in the world. It happens to the best fighters. You just get to the point where you're just not hungry anymore because you don't need to be. You don't need to be, and in a hard sport like this,
you have to be.
You have to be hungry for something. You know what I mean?
The ego gets answered at that point because it's like the ego building up to it is I can be the best in the world. It's like, okay, I am the best in the world now. Why have I got to prove it a second time?
Yeah.
You know, you don't have that initial inception of right. I want to get there. I want to get to the pinnacle. It's like, I'm at the pinnacle, motherfucker. What am I going to do this again for? I'm climbing back down, climb back up again. I mean, so I get that.
A few fighters have managed to get that hunger again, at Lennox Lewis and a couple of Muhammad Ali, but they're a rare breed. They are,
and it's got to be, and they had drives as well. Like Muhammad had a point to prove. It was the same with Lennox. They had specific points to prove at that time. So there's got to be a drive for it. It can't just be, you know, about the kind of the way that we thought Joshua was going about it before, where it's just about, you know, soothing the cracks and basically repairing his image. There's got to be something that drives you specifically other than that. You know, it's got to be a hunger that you redevelop. It's like, right, there's a reason why I'm here.
Foreman 2, a London Box. That's a good one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there was that thing of, you know, he needed to, if there was a reason for it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man. But
all right.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen, that's it then. That's
it. We're moving on.
We're moving on to the next topic. What's the next topic?